Hi, it's Andy again, and in this video I'm going to discuss the life cycle of an Android activity. So in the last video I discussed how the actual structure of a Java class and a Java method, and I said that it didn't really matter in which order you ordered them on the screen, but it does matter when they're actually called. And in this instance, we're actually calling the initialize method before we actually do anything with our text views. So this is essentially being called right before this body of text. Um, there are other methods that are actually very specific to Android activities that you want to take note of. They all pertain to the life cycle and discussed in this video. To help demonstrate how they look, we're actually going to create a log. And what a log does is it allows us to see information that either we create or error messages, debugging messages, all that information down here in our log cat. Now a log cat just displays random information. We can tell it exactly what to display, or we can tell it to just split out blurbs of information that may or may not be useful to us. Um, so I'm actually filtering out, see in this, we're filtering out log tag, uh, which I've named here in a string, um, and then called in every single method that pertains to the life cycle. So this is what we're doing, and then this is what's going to actually display down here in the log tag with a time associated, because logcats are actually very time based. They happen in order, and they're supposed to be organized. So the way they organize it is time and what happens. So every single time a method that we are using is called, we are calling this the logcat to display a certain text. So let's talk about the actual life cycle. Now, onCreate is the first thing that happens with your activity. It's first created, then it's made visible, then it's made focused. If you have anything that is then obstructing the view, let's say you have a pop-up, your activity loses focus, and the item that's now popped up on the screen is now the new focused item. So that would cause, that's why there's three different layers of three methods that get called before the activity is actually usable on the screen. Just like it starts, it also stops. So the first thing that happens is on pause is called, which is actually also it's called when you have a pop-up, and it can move to on resume once you dismiss the pop-up. Then on stop wipes it off the screen so it's no longer visible, and on destroy clears it from the memory. And then there's also a last little outlier life cycle method that's on restart, and that actually happens after on stop. So your app is no longer visible, but it happens also before on destroy. So let's say you pull your app from the app switcher, on restart is called, and then on restart, then on start, then on resume, are all called in sequence. So to display that, I've overridden all of the lifecycle methods here. So like I said, we have on create, then on start, then on resume, on pause, on stop, on destroy, and then the outlier one on restart that I'll show you how to call that. So when we launch our app in the emulator, in our logcat, don't know why it doesn't want to. We'll launch it again. So we'll launch it from the launcher. You can see we'll clear it. So when we launch it from a fresh start, we have down here on create, on start, and on resume all called. When we put it on in the background, when we hit the home button, on pause, then on stop are called. And then if we relaunch it from our recent apps, on restart is called, on start, and then on resume. And then to show on destroy, if you hit the back button from your base activity, on destroy will then be called. First you get on pause, then on stop, then on destroy. So these are important because if you have any data leaks, it's probably due to a lifecycle issue. You might want to remember that any time that the activity is not actually focused, you want to actually stop everything that you're doing. So you don't want to be contacting servers or storing data or anything like that. So you want to use this on pause method to stop those calls, those network calls or those data writes, because they'll slow down the UI or cause memory leaks or other issues or data loss. So it's important to actually know the life cycle of an Android app, because unlike desktop programs, there is no real close button. The system is actually going to handle the life cycle on its own. Now, on destroy isn't always called unless you back out of the app. If you hit the home button, which is this one in the middle, it'll actually stay in this on stop mode, waiting to be restarted unless you run out of memory. Then the system is going to free up memory automatically by destroying apps in the background. So you don't really want to, like if you have a service that's going, so let's say you're playing music or something like that, if it's intended that you want to play music once your activity is no longer visible, you'll want to clean up stuff in the on destroy. But if otherwise, you want to do it in the on pause method. Alrighty, so if you have any questions about this, let me know, and try it out yourself. You can try this log. I'm using log I. It just stands for info. There's different versions of log. You have error messages, warning messages, info, debugging. So we could have used log.d, and verbose, which will log everything. So if I wanted to do verbose and do no filters, we can see everything that's actually happening on our emulator. So every single time we click on something, we can see what's going on here. And it fills up pretty fast. As you can see, it moves pretty quickly to fill up. And to clear it, there's functions like delete. Alright, hope this video was good to you, and if you have any questions, let me know.